Yeah, we got him. Yeah, he's like,
yeah. Okay,
He's like-
hey, Leland.
Yeah, here you go, Leland.
Yeah.
welcome to the Roger the Wild Child show. And oh my gosh, I didn't even get it.
Fuck it.
What?
There we go.
No!
Yes! Woo!
I can't. There we go. Yep,
It
the top
feels
off.
like-
Won't be the first time.
Hello. I know I was very relaxed when we were pre-show, but when it goes live, I get very nervous and
Hey,
there
don't
goes
be
the-
putting that away.
there
Why are
goes
you
the
putting that
magazine.
away?
Mine's, you know, it usually goes underneath the mattress. Because
right next
between
to
the
you.
mattresses, right next to the socks.
Yeah.
She is an actress. She also is a writer. She's a producer. She is a podcast host. And I swiped right on Tinder on her profile.
So I do, motivational speaking. I have an agent and I have this whole thing. I'm kind of like Tom Brady. I'm an experienced.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
Come on, Kenny, tell us.
Yeah.
How are you like Tom Brady?
well, I deflate my balls.
Roger the Wild Child Show is brought to you by our friends at Prism Design Company. Are you looking for a cool new logo for your business? Do you need some new graphics for your website or blog? Our friends at the Prism Design Company are a premier graphic design company that can handle all your needs. You can find Prism Design Company on Facebook or contact them directly at 618-534-4291. All the great graphics on the Roger the Wild Child Show are brought to you by our friends at the Prism Design Company.
And now, the hottest new celebrity interview show in the universe. It's the Roger the Wild Child Show. Let's get this party started! Ready, set, go!
On the air everywhere.
It's the Roger the Wild Child Show! It's time for another exciting edition of the Roger the Wild Child Show with your host, Roger the Wild Child, joined by radio disc jockey Jimmy Knight, also musician and son of Elvis's bassist Jerry Sheff, Darren Sheff, and former Playboy Playmate cover girl and centerfold Deborah Driggs. Let's do this. It's the Roger the Wild Child Show!
Yes. It's a special edition of Roger the Wild Child Show. How's everybody all doing tonight? Let's get this party started. Yes. Look at
Yeah.
Deborah Driggs.
Look at Deb go.
Oh, yes.
I'm excited.
Happy
Are you?
Sunday, everybody.
No, it's Wednesday,
Oh,
Jim.
damn it. That's right.
It's double episode
Oh,
week, guys.
God. Start all over.
Yes, no.
Oh, my God. No, I'm excited. We're doing a special
I'm very excited.
show.
Huge show tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have some fun today. You guys are definitely not going to want to miss out the excitement that we got going on. We have an amazing guest. He is an amazing actor. You've known him from the show Wings. Also, he was in NCIS in New Orleans, and also he's been in several things.
Several
Roger, do me a
hundred
favor.
things.
Roger, just do me a favor.
What?
Don't ask him. Don't ask him when he's going to do a comeback show. Okay?
Oh, I love it when Deb busts balls. Good job, Deb.
Don't do it, man. This man has had a 40-plus career. Let me tell you something that's very, very cool about this next guest, really. And
Tell
honestly.
us. Yeah.
Well, anybody that sustains a career in the entertainment business for 40-plus years is fucking rocking. They're doing something. They're doing something right,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
He's been doing commercials since he was a kid.
He's always working. He's never not working.
And you know what's really cool about that? It's like in the music business, you have those one-hit wonders.
Yep.
Well, in the acting business, sometimes you might not be the most famous actor. You're not a Tom Cruise, but guess what? You have a sustainable career for 40-plus years. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And when you are able to do that, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
fucking cool. I
great.
said fucking cool.
It's fucking cool,
That's right.
Deb.
Yeah.
You heard it there
There you
first
go.
from Deb. It's fucking cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you
It's
want to
true.
have the household name for a few years, or do you want to have the longevity? So it's
The
Yeah.
longevity. And you know,
Yeah.
and there's and this is what's really cool about this interview is we're gonna find out how you do that. Because
Yes.
there's actors out there that just think I just want to be a star. And you know what? That's really not the gig. The gig is to sustain it, you know, and have
Yeah.
it for long term.
right.
And that's what's going to be the cool thing to find out. How do you do that? And I love to know the secrets for that.
Well, one of them in the same of the music business is be able to work with people and get along with them, no matter how much of an asshole you are. You know,
Exactly.
at least turn it off for fucking 5 minutes. God, you know, that's you can be as goofy as you want, you know. But when it comes to business, man, you got to turn it off and get it done, and you got to be a pro.
Yeah.
Here's a great story, and we're going to bring this up because rest in peace, this amazing drummer that we just lost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the greatest story I heard was when Mick Jagger was running around saying, "Where's my drummer? Where's my drummer?" And Mr. Watts said, "Don't call me that.
Yeah.
I'll say to you, where's my singer?" And it was like, that was when the bond started between those two. Anyway, I thought that was one of the greatest stories. I was really sad when you know, it's like, you know, we're at that age, our group, you know, we're at that age where this is just, it starts happening, you know.
It's like a freight
all
train.
these-
It's just going to keep coming. And it's kind of,
So rest
it is kind
in
of,
peace,
it's
Mr.
sad.
Watts. Yeah.
Because you're used to always saying like about the Stones, well, hey, everyone in the Stones is still kicking. So, it's just, it's just sad.
Exactly.
Very, very sad.
So, yeah.
I will also
All
say,
right,
though.
we took a moment.
No, of course. We had to take a minute to talk about that. Yeah. I mean,
Darren's freezing.
Who's freezing?
Darren.
Okay.
Darren?
That's okay.
There we go.
Darren, you'll get in.
There we
Why
go.
are you freezing?
It looks
why are
like
you
some
freezing?
people are. I don't know if it.
Somebody's playing Fortnite in his house.
Oh, well, you can go and come back. And
Yeah.
That's cool. That'll just send Roger into a complete frizzy. But,
I know.
Frizzy.
Frizzy. Uh-oh.
Oh, I got the F letter going. Frizzy.
It's just, at least you didn't say fucking frizzy. Oh, wait.
Hey,
there's
Bo,
Bo.
what you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
Bo.
Bo.
guys.
Producer Bo is
Producer
here.
Bo.
Warn me next time.
Roger was getting nervous. He's got to have 4 people on the screen.
I
at
thought
all
Darren
times.
was back unfrozen, so when I clicked it, your screen came up. So this is producer Bo. He's handling everything in the chat room, guys, and running all the technical ends of the show.
What's up?
All right.
Oh,
Whoop-de-whoop.
All right, let's
Need
go
Bo.
check out the chat room, guys. I got Teresa Sabin in there checking in, Cliff Hill, Don Swartz, as always. And Bo, I'll let you get back to work.
See you, brother.
All right. Okay. So we
So-
will get Darren back on here in a few minutes. He's probably got a reboot.
Yeah, there he is. He's popping on.
So
Is he?
guess what?
Okay.
I went after Frank Stallone to
Okay.
get him on the show, and
Yes.
he kindly declined. But guess what?
What?
You know, in my business world, when I put my business hat on, I have a saying, and I, wrote a lot of stuff about it. And I say, no means maybe. And so Roger's like, did you see? He said, no. And I said, yeah, but
All right.
no means
Hang on a minute.
maybe. And of course he wants to say no first. But you know what I did find out today? Because I had
What?
coffee with a business manager that knows Frank, and he has COVID.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So,
Yeah. So we're
And
going to send him well wishes.
yes, well wishes
and
to
that's
Frank
maybe.
Stallone.
Yeah. So see, we
Mhm.
never know. And by the way,
Yeah.
I get interviewed about this all the time. We never know what's going
Nope.
on
No.
with anybody. And so we can't take anything personally. And we just keep doing us.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now, what's cool about me is today I booked my flight to Vegas for next month because I'm going to go see Generation Radio.
Yes, I know. The whole world knows.
Yeah.
We've posted on every fucking
Yeah.
outlet, Well, okay, so what's in Vegas, Roger? You can tell us again.
Okay, so
Hookers
obviously,
and cocaine
Oh, no.
obviously, Jason
and male
Stan.
prostitutes for him too.
Yes.
Oh God.
No. Anyways, we're gonna go, I'm
Jimmy,
gonna,
confirm it.
no.
Sorry, go ahead.
Only on this show, guys. I swear. Anyways, I'm going to go see Jason. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go meet him and watch the band on Fremont Street on September 25th. I had an extra flight that I needed to use before it expired, and so I'm flying down there, and I got a free concert.
Spender, and you're going to Vegas.
And I'm going to Vegas.
Well, congrats. That'll be an awesome trip for you.
I haven't been there in a year and a half, so it's been because I do nightlife promotions and marketing in Vegas. So if anybody's going to Vegas and needs a nightlife hookup, just shoot me a message. I do all the hookups. But anyways, I haven't been there in a year and a half, so it's gonna be cool to go down there for a night, see everybody, and go and watch a pretty damn good show.
Are you gonna get to go backstage? What's the scoop?
Yeah, well, Jason said let's meet up, so we're gonna meet up. So
all right, cool. Well, maybe I'll meet you down there then.
Please come on down.
Yeah.
You're only one state away.
I could drive.
Yeah, you could definitely drive.
Which would be great for me because I don't really want to get on an airplane right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
Fair enough.
I just don't. Last time I got on an airplane, I got E. coli, so no thanks.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so it's time to bring on our guest.
He left.
But how do you get E. coli when they don't even give you the peanuts anymore?
No, I know. It was kind of a joke. The last time I traveled, no, seriously, the last time I traveled, I got super sick. I got ill for 15 days. And when I found out it was E. coli, I'm like, really? Like I go on one trip and I get E. coli, like a really horrible strain of it. So now I'm all freaked out. I don't want to go to a restaurant. I don't want to go anywhere.
I'm there with you. Whenever you get sick like that, I do the same thing. I'm like,
so
stay away.
Scary. I was like, why am I this sick? And I knew it wasn't COVID because I've already had COVID. So
yeah,
because everything now is COVID, no matter what.
Of course.
I broke a leg and it's due to COVID.
It's COVID. I know. Everything is COVID.
I'm not going to say it. Go ahead. Let's talk to Steven. What do you say?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll really talk to Steven.
If he hasn't left, let's bring him on.
There he is.
There he is. All right, he is probably the most hated. He plays probably the most hated characters. He's agreeing, right? Welcome Steven Weber to the show. I mean,
Steven.
You were the most corrupted mayor in New Orleans, and in Chicago, you're the doctor everybody hates.
Oh, he's muted. You're muted, Steven.
Oh, wait. Hey, whoops.
Mute him. There we go.
There he is.
Much better. Well, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Steven.
The funny thing about the fact that I was a corrupt mayor is that I literally joined the ranks of many mayors of New Orleans who have been to prison. And
so
and
you fit in.
I totally fit in. I mean, you have to be corrupt in order to be a mayor of New Orleans or
the governor of Chicago. So
governor of Chicago. Well, I don't want to get political, but thank you for having me on this wonderful, wholesome show.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So this is what my
angels.
This is what my mom says to me because I promised her I was going to say this on the show. So my mom, I'm telling my mom, I'm like, hey, we're going to interview Steven Weber. I mean, Steven's been around for so long. He said, remember Wings, Mom? Remember that show? And I'm trying to, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, he's on Chicago Med now. And she's like, oh, I don't like him on that show. His character is so mean, and he's such a nice guy. I don't like that character.
Yeah, and guess what? Steven goes, I did my job.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, I've been playing douchebags in suits for about 15 years, and I finally had to ask my therapist about it, and she said, better to act than to be it. And,
right.
Look, it's a gig. I'm happy to do it, and also Chicago Med is it's a great show, lovely people, and if I could be the pain in the ass that's on the show for a long time, that's fine by me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. Well, we were talking
thanks,
earlier.
Everybody. Bye, everyone.
Nice to have you.
This was great. What a wild group of crazy people you are.
Don't you dare say you're not a comedian, man.
No kidding, right?
Yeah.
Everybody call this guy a comedian because he doesn't think he is one. He just has a funny sense of humor, whatever you want to call that.
I only did stand-up a long time ago. I used to know the manager of Catch a Rising Star in New York, and this was like in the mid '80s.
Okay.
And almost on a dare, they said, "Why don't you, get some jokes together and go up?" And I thought I got about 5 minutes of material, and it wasn't amateur night. I went up between two legit comics.
Good Lord.
And it was absolutely the most terrifying thing. I mean, and some of the jokes were so awful. I mean, really bad. And the audience was there to laugh. So half the audience laughed. Clearly they weren't paying attention. And the other half was just perplexed. And it was the one and only time I ever did that.
Right. You're like going, the best part of waking up is
Folgers in your cup. That's right.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, that wasn't funny." That's great.
I think I did pus jokes, and I made it was terrible. I mean, it was just so.
It is. It has got to be the most terrifying thing to do stand up. I know so many comedians. I listen to so many comedians talk about it, and it's just like it has to be the most, especially when you tell a joke and it just bombs, because then it's just you, and all of a sudden you start getting hot, you start sweating, and you're just like.
But now there are comics. I've seen a bunch of comics today that actually revel in being, in having audiences that are unruly, and they're great on their feet. I mean, to see Patton Oswalt deal with hecklers, or there's a great guy called Steve Hofstetter who's like unbelievably witty and fast and smart, and
check it out.
Yeah, they can't be beaten by an audience, and so I mean, it takes more than just telling jokes. I mean, it really takes amazing ability to think on your feet and some courage, I guess.
Yeah, and witty. You better be able to get them.
Huge courage.
Right.
Well, Stephen, we were talking before we brought you on, and we were saying that you have had this amazing career. You've started out as a kid doing commercials, and you sustained it. What is it, and how did you do that? How do you sustain a career in the business? Because a lot of people out there, a lot of people that are starting out in the acting business think I'm just going to make it and be a star and make a lot of money, and really, that's not the reality of the business. So how do you sustain a career for so long? I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I don't have a formula. I mean, if I did, I'd sell it. Believe me, and that's how I would sustain my career, by making money off, selling my bullshit system. You too can be a famous actor to follow my. But I mean, the reality was that there was a lot of luck involved, and stick-to-itiveness, and I took it seriously. I went to the High School of Performing Arts, the famed school, and in between dancing on cars and getting high, we were just, I started a serious, investigation of theater, of the world of theater, not only just acting, but the whole canon of theater in America, and I learned what it takes. And then I went to a school called State University of New York in Purchase, New York, which is sort of like a less expensive Juilliard in a way, but I want to say Edie Falco went there, and Ving Rhames and Stanley Tucci and a bunch of people went there. So I don't know. I just started getting serious about the craft and the art of acting. But as for sustaining a career, I mean, there's a lot of elements that go into that, I guess. And I was extremely lucky. My God, I mean, I coasted on whatever abilities I had. I was cute and funny and all that bullshit. And then, and then take it easy, Deb. Take it easy,
Driggsy. Driggsy.
Oh,
yes.
You let it out of the bat.
Driggsy. But also, the business is different from when I was a kid. I mean, from when, Deb, I know you work, and you act and everything. It's much different. I feel like we caught the tail end of the way the business used to be. It was simpler in a way.
It was very much.
Right. And now I think young actors starting out they can't just act. They can't just write. They have to act and write and create their own content and know about the technical aspects of the media, and, auditioning is a whole different world than what we did. But I do think there are basics that are, what's the word, perennial, or that they sustain throughout. And that is, you can still be an artist. You know, that acting is not just being famous and rich or being on TikTok or whatever the fuck, or being on a show, or you know, that there's a component that, you know, theater is thousands of years old, and
there's a base. You know, a lot of the really good actors that sustain a career like you have that base, that foundation.
I guess, and a lot of it is not just that they can do theater, which in a way is a demarcation for me. I think a lot of people can act in commercials or TV and movies, you know, and be great or not, because you have an editor and you can stop and start. But not everybody can do theater on stage, live theater. It's a different set of equipment that you need, and a different attitude in a way. I think that's better ultimately if you love the art. But if you just want to be famous and you just want to, you know, just be on TV.
You can be on TikTok.
You can be on TikTok. And,
you can be on TikTok too.
But maybe that's the way of things. You know, maybe that's the way it goes. And you know, I remember years ago, Francis Ford Coppola, at the dawn of personal movie video cameras, was saying, this is going to be great because everybody can be a filmmaker. And that was great. But then everybody can be a filmmaker, and that's not so great.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have some specialness to it, some speciality. And to do that, you need to learn about the craft, and so that just not everybody can do it. I'm rambling. I'm really drunk.
No, but it's honest. It's totally true. I mean, if you look at all the stuff that's out there, I mean, 90% of it is just people filming dumb stuff.
And listen, some of it is compelling. It's not a filmmaker. And believe me, I find myself, you know, before I'm going to bed, like scrolling on my Instagram, like, well, you know, and laughing and looking at dachshund videos and drunk Russian people falling on their asses and all that stuff. That's great. But by the same token, there's a whole world out there that kind of demands respect. I mean, arguably in Europe, let's say in England, the art of acting has more respect. It's more entrenched in their culture. It's less prone to a kind of celebrity-centric approach. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm
I
sure
think New York has a little bit of that vibe too. I know
absolutely.
Just the difference, because I've lived in LA and I've lived in New York, and in LA everybody's so paparazzi frenzied out.
Yeah.
In New York, I walk down the street and Hugh Jackman wave. Hey, nobody's so freaked out. The vibe is so different.
It's more of a community. There's more of a community and sense of history that lends importance to it. It's less disposable in a way. That makes sense?
Lovely. Lovely, Deborah.
All right, bye, everybody. Thanks so much. This is great.
Very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
Oh, they've got it together over in London.
Okay, now let's get into the dirt.
London.
All right. So, Steven, let me ask you a question here. So, you were 7 seasons in Wings, and I think that pretty much,
172 episodes. That's unheard of today. Unheard of today.
Look how
But who's counting?
Does her research. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Me, I'm a research girl.
yeah, she is.
When's the Wings reunion tour?
You were told not to ask that.
When's the Wings come back to her?
Yeah. I don't think it's
sorry,
gonna
Roger.
happen.
I love you, man, but I had to do
Sorry.
it. Sorry.
All right.
We're gonna do a Wings cruise. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah. No, it's
Like
over.
the Kiss Cruise.
So, tell me
Like
about
the
your
Kiss cruise.
Tell me about your life in the Wings years. Just, I mean, you guys ran, 7 seasons. I'm amazed at how that show's gone, and how did you enjoy doing that show?
I mean, it was fantastic. It was a dream, but again, it was sort of at the end of a kind of an era of classic TV. The way it was structured, you know, the way viewership was. It was still must-see TV, and Thursday nights had shows like, you know, Wings, Friends, Seinfeld, ER, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was appointment TV. And that was the case with all network TV. So it was a lot of fun. Again, we caught the tail end of that whole era before things changed rather dramatically. My life then was fun. I coasted. I was younger. I was cuter. I was funny. I was making money. I was behaving wildly, even though I was sort of straddling two worlds in a way. I was trying to be a decent guy, but also, I was sort of seduced by it all. It was very seductive and sweet, that world. So that's what it was. And I made a lot of good friends, and I learned an awful lot. And the thing about Wings is that it was always a kind of utility show. It was never as sexy as its counterparts or as the other programs around. It was a good, talking about wholesome. I mean, it wasn't like a white bread kind of Pollyannish show, but it wasn't hot or trendy or sensational in the ways that other shows were. So we never got that kind of publicity, but we had a big fan base, and we still do. And people still think it's funny, and we managed to stay on the air for almost 8 years, 7 seasons, 7.5 seasons, and that was huge. Yeah.
How did you like playing the character of Brian?
Well, Brian was, this kind of affable womanizer, and that kind of came shockingly easy to me. And he was he was a pain in the, he was a wise guy, and he was a wild child. And so, but it was fun, and the whole show, the whole concept of the two brothers was like the Odd Couple, and it was easy to play. The writing was good. We had good chemistry, and we all were.
Do you stay close to Tim?
Yeah, I see Timmy.
But you guys are all still good friends, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but look, David Schramm, who played Roy, he passed away fairly recently, but Rebecca's still around, and Crystal Bernard, who I think was criminally underrated, as a comic performer, criminally. And again, our show was outshined regularly by the sexier, bigger, louder shows. I don't really know what's going on with her, and I have to tell you that I don't mean to imply that things are dark and bad. No, I mean, I kind of like when people are able to detach from fucking show business.
Yeah, she did.
It's like maybe she is. I hope she is. I haven't heard from her.
Kelly McGillis is a great example of that. Completely.
You can live a life, and you don't have to show. You don't have to do it in full view of everybody. Hey, look at me. You don't have to retain celebrity to have meaning in your life, I guess.
Well, that's kind of like the show, because I always said Wings was just Wings, you're exactly right the way you said it. It was always smushed right in between the other shows, and it was just a good watch. Like, I always watched Wings and said, this is just fun. It was just a fun show, but you're right. It was never Friends, and it was never ER, but it was just a fun watch, and you guys all gelled on that show. It was so much fun.
And maybe that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be this kind of connective tissue in a way. And but sometimes it rankles, because I remember for our 100th show, which was a milestone, shows like Will and Grace, they get cars, and People on Friends we got
That's my all-time favorite show, by the way.
What is Will and Grace, Friends?
Yes, I saw that you did a couple episodes on there. I was like, oh my God.
That's right.
I'm like starstruck over Will and Grace.
Yeah, well, I'm good buddies with Eric McCormick. He's become a friend, and Sean, we're it's great. I mean, part of the thing about being in showbiz is that, you have a kind of a family of like-minded people, and some people are assholes, but most of them are really nice, grounded people, and who are so grateful and acknowledge how lucky they are to be there. Yes. That everybody's kind of pinching themselves and each other. Do you believe this? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven.
By the way, I think that's one of the reasons that you've sustained such a career. I think that if you're not so much in your ego and you stay humble and you're nice, you're going to have a long career.
I mean, the only advice I would ever give young actors, because I'm still trying to figure out the mechanics of acting myself now at this late stage, is just be nice. Yes. Be nice. That will get you more work. Be nice, because nobody's forced to work in this industry. Nobody, and so. And
you're replaceable.
Replaceable.
Everybody's replaceable. There was a time where people would put up with that nonsense. They don't do it anymore. They don't have to.
Yeah, our buddy.
Sorry, Jason. What were Darren? What
That's okay. I get it all the time. He does too.
Sing for us, Jay.
We're Irish twins, 10 months apart. He told me that the other day. He's like, I get the same thing, dude. Maybe they go, hey, Darren, Jason. Anyway, so Steven, what you were going to say? They got the cars and you got the
We got a cappuccino machine that was manned by Warren Littlefield on video.
Right. Wow. We had great. That's so funny. So
and it was funny and clever, but it was like, okay, great. Well, that's it, guys. And we just accepted that this is how we're treated.
Right. They get Cadillacs and we get cappuccinos.
That's right.
But you know what, though? When you're saying all this stuff about the time frame and how everything's shifting in Hollywood, we've discussed this on the show before. And because I come from the music business, it's the same thing in the music business. 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's the same dynamics, It was like, it doesn't matter who you are, too, because people sit there and ask the same questions about music and stuff. It's like, how do you, make it and all that stuff? Same in acting. I grew up in Hollywood around a bunch of actors, musicians. And it's almost like, we'll just take that off the table for a minute. If you're going to be a lawyer, you can go to learn all about law, but the best lawyers are the ones that are this close to being on the bad side. You know what I mean? Because they're smart enough. They're like the ones that can finagle and manipulate so great because they're that close to being the bad guy. Well, acting and musicians, it's like you can go learn. Oh, here's all your notes. Did you learn them? Or do you really have something to get creative with those notes? So acting and everything, it's like it's an internal gift. So you can learn all you want. But it's great to talk about the fundamentals of all this stuff. But at the end of the day, there's got to be something unique about certain people that make them what they are. That's why I'm on here. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, there's the technical component in all this too, and how technology has. For instance, I have two sons, and they're amazing musicians. One's about to go to Berklee College of Music for drums, jazz drums. The other's a great kind of indie rocker and everything. And they do stuff on their laptops that it would take a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks to do in a studio.
Yeah.
And that's disconcerting for me because, like you say, I mean, there's got to be something basic about creativity, and yet. There are amazing things, music. There's amazing music and amazing creations being produced.
No doubt.
Using technology. And it's like, it's of this generation. It may not be of our generation, but it's of these kids, And so it's fascinating to watch it evolve, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, I always tell my kids to use this technology for learning things. And, like my daughter wanted to learn how to play her keyboard, and I'm just like, there's a million videos of people teaching you how to play a keyboard.
Yeah.
Go for it. I fixed a snowblower because of YouTube. I mean,
that's right.
That's good
YouTube
stuff.
University
it's great.
is what I call it.
To me, that is what I was missing when I was a kid, was that kind of stuff. But I always tell my kids, if you have a homework problem, don't look to me. Go to the YouTube first. I guarantee you somebody over there has got the same problem and is on YouTube going, this is how you figure this out. But
the first time I saw a digital camera on like a dolly, on a jib arm, I thought, wow, this is amazing. It's this big. And then I thought, oh shit, 8 people just lost work.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of reckon with the changes. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, with being being within the radio business, I mean, being a DJ, I've seen it come in and it hit.
Automation, voice tracking.
Yep.
DJs are gone now. I mean,
radio's
sound
a dead
like you're
industry
live
too.
on the air, but you're not live on the air anymore. You're recording stuff.
Wait, I'm not here?
No.
You sound like a bunch of angry old people. Get off my yard!
Damn sons of bitches to my music!
I was just going to say, I'm sounding like how I was a kid and listening to my grandparents talk like, oh my God, everything's changing, and it's like.
But it's true.
But it's true. It's happening.
And then the next generation will happen to them too.
Yeah.
I told my daughter yesterday, we were talking about this. I said, now, isn't this weird? Like, let's think about this. Your kids are never really going to know what money is. And the Currency Museum in Washington, D.C. will actually be a museum. Like, now you can go watch them make money. But it will, and nobody will be passing money. And I said, your kids will never, they'll look at a dollar bill and go, what? And that's where we're headed,
Listen, there's a video of this father giving a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old a rotary phone.
Yeah.
Here's the phone number. You have 4 minutes to figure it out. And it took them 3 minutes and 58 seconds before they realized what the hell, but that's the way.
But that's also the scariest thing too, is because nobody, if you're in an emergency, and say your phone gets cracked and smashed. Somebody says, "Hey, give me a number to call." Kids nowadays would be like, "I don't know phone numbers.
By the way,
I just know
I'm
buttons."
guilty.
That's right.
I'm guilty. I don't have any of my numbers memorized, and I thought about that the other day. I was like, "Oh my god!" You know, like, if you get that one phone
It's
call,
stored in your address book.
I'd be like,
Yeah, it's in the address book.
Phone. I need my
Right,
phone.
the weird actress
I'm
that
not
can
kidding.
memorize 50 sheets of paper with all these words.
But she
What's my
can't
phone
memorize
number?
a damn phone number.
Drinksy's in the clink, and she doesn't have anybody to call. What are we gonna do?
I'd be stuck in jail. I'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Like I know my credit card number. That's the
Yeah.
number
Yeah,
I
there you
know.
go. Yeah.
What is it? What is it, Ben? I'm just kidding.
That might actually get you out of the clink.
I don't believe you. Prove it to me that you know it. I'm just kidding.
Okay, smarty.
All right, Steven, if you weren't an actor, what would you be? What would you be doing?
Oh God.
Are you throwing up?
I mean, I've always liked the whole world, so I thought if I couldn't be an actor, then maybe I would be, working on the crew or something and be a carpenter
travel
or
agent?
electric or something. Yeah, travel agent. That's right.
No.
Thanks.
I thought you meant the whole world. Like you wanted to travel the world. You mean the whole world of entertainment?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Travel agent. That's right. Stevedore, oil worker. Yeah, that's right. Bellhop. No, I to work in the industry. Jesus Christ, I'm so high. I'm not really high. No, really, I was up at 5:30 because I shot all day today. But
Shut up.
I shot up all day today.
Okay. Yeah. I thought so.
Well, wait.
Sorry.
You could all be as stupid as me when Steven before the show said, "I'm in Chicago right now," and I said, "Why are you in Chicago?"
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Oh wait, he's on Chicago Med. Duh.
Yeah, but you're not supposed.
It's okay. Yeah, you could ask him when his comeback tour is going to
That's
be.
right. That's right.
That could be really bad to a lead singer of one of the biggest bands out there.
Oh, poor Roger.
Or
Roger
better
gets-
yet, it's like, how many farewell tours are you planning this year? It's like, those are the great ones. This is our last one, so you've done 20 of them over the last 10 years. Stam artist.
Okay, I have a better question. Who's the most favorite person you've ever worked with?
Oh God.
I know you got to narrow it down. Okay, you can pick 3.
Could be Driggsy.
Now we
Driggsy!
never worked together.
We never worked together.
Fran Drescher?
She's unbelievable to work with.
Yeah.
I tell you, she's fantastic. She
I
really
can see
is.
that. I can see
Can you
that.
do an impression of her?
Fantastic. Anybody could do an impression of
Yeah.
her. Like you can hear her voice from space.
Oh
okay?
yeah.
Yeah. And actually
Fantastic.
she's running for president of Screen Actors Guild, and I support her. But
Yeah, I
but
saw
she's
that.
but she's amazing. So I've worked with her. I've worked with, I want to say, Alan Alda, Nathan
Oh,
Lane.
wow.
Really,
I
Alan?
think, Alfred Molina, Laura Linney. I work with like an amazing amount of. I'm working with Epatha Murkison, who's unbelievable. She's great.
Yeah.
I've worked with. Geez, I don't know. I mean, so many
Did
people.
you ever work with Michael Jensen?
No.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't even know who it is.
I don't know who that
I'm just throwing something out there.
is. You were trying to entrap me, right? Yeah, he's a
Right.
great guy.
Yeah, Michael, he's awesome.
He doesn't exist.
I did. You busted me, man. You didn't fall for it. I
busted
love it. He's like, no. I'm like,
No.
oh, great. I tried to get you, but you didn't.
I
That's
know, you
good.
bastard. You son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all
I'm gonna-
the characters that you've
Oh, you
I'm
son
gonna
of bitches
I'm
down
gonna rip
there
you
in Kansas.
apart. I'm gonna rip you apart like a boiled chicken.
all the
Hey, you know
characters
what?
you've played.
I will
what-
get honest with you. I tried acting one time at 300 pounds. I tried doing the like Broadway thing of Peter Pan in the green spandex outfit, and they hoisted me up, and it wasn't a good thing for anybody. But anyway, what are you gonna ask him?
Okay, out of all the characters that you've played, thank you, Darren. Out of all the
Yeah, I
characters
thought you
that
wanted
you've-
to know that.
Okay. Out of all the characters that you've played, which one do you like the most?
Oh my God. I mean, I actually, I really loved the character that I played, I want to say last year on the show that I did with Fran Drescher, which was called Indebted. Because after all, like I say, after all the dickheads that I've played over the years, from executives to, producers and politicians and doctors and all that stuff, the role I played was a loving father who's absolutely in love with his wife, and he's also a pothead and a grandfather.
Nice.
And so, so the whole show, the role was he's always a little high, and he does the crossword puzzle, and he's still having sex with his wife with Fran Drescher, not difficult. And and it was, and so that was really the most fun. But on the other hand, I've played some really creepy, scary, cool roles. I did a movie called The Perfection that was on Netflix a couple of years ago, which was a fucking terrifying, disgusting, scary movie.
I'm doing tonight.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
It's dark. It's dark, man.
I'm gonna watch it. I like scary movies.
This is pretty scary. And then I was on this great Aaron Sorkin show called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
I was gonna ask you about that, because that show really just was such a great show, and I was surprised it didn't make it. It could have been better. I think we needed another year. It was a big show. It was really big and dense, and talk about TV changing. In fact, audiences seem to go to a different show with a not really similar theme, but 30 Rock, and it was about show business, but they wanted light. Our show was like as dense as like a carrot cake. Yeah.
It was like, it was great.
Yeah.
But
well, he's known for
too.
like meaty dialogue. Like, oh my God,
great.
I love his writing is so off the charts. Amazing.
It was meaty.
Yeah.
And so, and what they had amazing cast, they had, Sarah Paulson and Brad Whitford and Matthew Perry. And I mean, everybody, and everybody, took a pay cut, and they worked their asses off to do Sorkin's amazing dialogue. But there were there's always a lot of cooks in the kitchen. There's always a lot of elements that make or break a TV show, and this was the case. It was great to do, and I had a great role.
Is there anybody that
on
you say that you go, I'd work with that director for free? Is there anybody like on
sure?
Your bucket? Yeah, who?
Yeah, I'd work for Wes Anderson for free. I'd work for Ava DuVernay for free.
They're all writing this down.
Right, sure.
I'll be calling you tomorrow.
Get your list out now.
In a second.
I will
Paul
send
Thomas
this to all of
Anderson.
them.
I mean, there's great directors and great filmmakers out there. I mean, my dream is, look, I understand that I've been super lucky and very grateful to have this career, but if I can do one movie that really stands the test of time, and I could have just one little small role in it, I'd be very happy. The thing is that movies don't stay in theaters. I mean, hell, people aren't really going to theaters now the way they used to, said the old crumbly Jewish dude.
But you're right.
And it's like they don't, and so it's different now. Movies used to catch fire after a while if you keep them in the theater, and to be in one of those that people always remember would be great.
Yeah, I mean, think of that. I mean, think of that right there. Back then, they would stay in theaters forever. Now, I remember when they would be in theaters for almost a year and a half. Then it would take another 6 months to get to VHS.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky, you were watching a movie that came out a couple of years ago, 5-6 years later on TV. Now, 6 months later, they're on TBS. And you're just like, okay, this is the way it's gone.
A different world, yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
Or the other thing that was kind of a terror for some actors back I remember in the 80s, sometimes movies would go to the theater and they'd be pulled.
Yeah.
The studio would, if
pull it, bring it back.
In one weekend, they'd pull it, So
one of my favorite things you did was I believe it was ABC, correct? The Shining miniseries that you did. Yeah. So being a kid, and I was, not a kid, but I was probably 20 at the time. I just remember you being on Wings, and then that came out, and I remember watching you on that because I'd seen the movie obviously with Nicholson, but I really enjoyed the ABC version because weren't they more towards the book? I'm trying to remember if it was more. It was more dialogue from the book than it was Kubrick stuff. It was more dialogue, and you just were convincing in that role, and it's a really crazy role to play too.
I mean, this was in the era of the miniseries, and I think this was maybe 2 or 3 nights. They did this series because Stephen King had famously really not been that approving of the Kubrick version, as great and as iconic as that film is. It totally took off from his book and was not faithful to the story. This was the attempt by King himself, who wrote the script and who was on the set every day, to remedy that, and his fans are forever grateful. As a work itself, I think most of it really works like crazy. It still does. People are always saying, why would you do a role that was made so famous by Jack Nicholson? it didn't even occur to me, and the reality was that if I could go back to do anything over, I would probably do that rollover because I didn't truly understand it.
Okay.
And it took me years of living to realize that that The Shining is about alcoholism. It's not about monsters. It's not about a haunted house or a kid with powers. It's about what Stephen King was sort of channeling when he wrote it, and what he had been through as a
that's
a real it's dark. And once you have that once you realize that, then the book takes on a different flavor. You associate things differently. Oh, it's great. And so now I would go back and do things way differently. I had no fucking clue what I was doing in a lot of it. But anyway, I appreciate that. And a lot of people like that show.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I just remember watching it, and I had seen the movie a little bit before that, and then you came out in the ABC miniseries, and then I actually read the book because of the miniseries. So,
well, Roger, we have a question from somebody that's watching. I just saw it, and then it disappeared. Can we?
Right.
Who
Teresa
asked that question?
Saban on Facebook. She asking what actor and actress is on your list to hopefully work with.
Driggsy.
Wow. Driggsy.
Let's do Macbeth, you and me. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Do that.
I'm in.
Yeah. Lady Macbeth, smoking and twerking.
Cigar.
Yeah. Smoking, twerking, and doing the bod. See the bod.
Yeah. Is there a pool and a cigarette? I'm in.
All right. Take it easy. Holy shit. Calm down.
I got to mark that time down. Clip right there.
I got there's so many great actors and actresses. Jesus, I mean, it's ridiculous to I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan.
I got to meet him. Oh.
Did you really? Is
Amazing.
he great? Is he nice? Is he good?
He sat next to me. We were having sushi, and he had a baseball cap on. I looked over and I said, "Dude, I never get starstruck, but you are my all-time favorite actor." I mean, my God, every movie I could watch his movies over and over and over again. God. He's phenomenal. I agree.
Phenomenal and kind of underrated in a weird way. It's like it's a shame. I mean, who else? Maggie Smith. I don't know. I mean, there's so many great actors. Again, I'm so crazy grateful to be doing what I'm doing, and I've met so many actors who aren't famous who are really great. So, what can I tell you?
I have to say something. When I first saw you, hang on, I will. When I first we found out about you and a friend of ours, we realized, okay, we need to reach out and bring you onto the show. So I have a little surprise for you, Stephen. You have a huge fan that chimed in on video, that wants to chime in on video.
And he's the reason you're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I
saw my new best friend.
Hey, Leland.
It's our buddy Leland.
Hey, Sklar, everybody.
Hey, he's right here too. There's Leland. Right behind my shoulder. Hey.
That's awesome.
You guys are
everybody loves me.
I absolutely love all of you. Hey, Stephen,
we love you, man.
Stephen, it was such a great time hanging with you at Fish's thing, man. You were,
great.
Thank you for being so great with my wife that night.
She was great. She was great.
This is how I love the
We can't tell you how I was great with Leland's wife, but just
But
Leland, if somebody's got to do it, Weber is the guy. Okay.
He set the bar very high.
That's very nice.
Well, so this is what I love about the virtual world now. We can do anything. We can talk to anybody. We can see everything. And so I see this photo of you with Leland. I'm like, hey, that's Weber, my buddy. And so Stephen and I met at a charity event, at a gala event, in, I want to say 2014 or 15. And so when I saw the picture with Leland, I was like, I got to reach out and have you come on the show. So
thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I love how the world works.
I mean, every once in a while, your trajectory interacts with someone else, and Leland Sklar has been a name certainly that I was seeing, as well as his music that I've been listening to for years. But I mean, I remember seeing his name while cleaning weed off my albums in 1970 something.
You too?
And watching the seeds roll off in the cleft of the album, they'd be like Leland Sklar. Like, okay, and then there he is, and
Mine was the Billy Cobham, the Stratus album, Lee. That's the one I cleaned the stems and seeds on, man. It was great.
Stems and seeds.
Well, that was a deep experience making that record. We did that whole thing in 2 days, and it's basically one take of each song.
That's ridiculous, man. And that's your iconic Stratus thing, man. You're like that metronome, dude. But this, I don't want to get up on all that. But that was great, man. But that's funny. We all did that, man. The shoebox, man, trying to clean your shit back in the 70s and 60s.
Meanwhile, my
that's when you didn't have good weed back then. You had all the awful stuff to clean the stems. It took a lot of work to get stoned.
First of all, when you got high back then, you looked it, man. I mean, right? You look like you had two lips for your eyes turned into two red mouths. And nowadays, my sons who dabble, one actually grows with hydroponic tent and all this stuff. It's like Bordeaux. It's like Cristal, right, as opposed to the shitweed that we used to buy in Washington Square Park. It's so great.
Dude, do you have you got any Wohaken spears, bro? Or
tie stick.
Tie stick. Yeah.
Oh my God!
But meeting Leland was a huge thrill for me. It was great, and the whole night was. We're both. I'll drop his name. We're both friends with Lawrence Fishburne, and he had a special birthday, and it was such an eclectic crowd. First of all, I was so thrilled that I made the cut, and then over there was Leland. Wow, because he can invite anybody. I mean, the people that he.
But they were all busy.
I guess they're all busy. That's right. Yeah, he could invite anyone.
I couldn't go.
You couldn't make it. That's right.
That's
right.
The funniest part for me was I had not seen. I just binge watched Bosch. And man, blew my mind. But I really didn't realize. And when he gave his speech to Lawrence, man, it was unbelievable. And I wished I could have just gone up and and just hugged the shit out of him.
He'd have been thrilled.
It was really something special that night.
We're talking about Titus Welliver. Titus Welliver is a brilliant actor and did so many shows, and finally got his due for this great show, Bosch, which I think is in its 7th and final season. Yeah. But there's actually a Bosch spinoff, and he is so accomplished, and he's a gifted mimic. He's kind of patient zero for the Christopher Walken imitation that everybody does. He does a spot-on Robert Duvall, a spot-on Al Pacino at all phases of his career, and people it's like he solved the algorithm of how to do it. So now everybody can do it. He is Zelig. He's a vocal Zelig, but he's a great actor.
Oh my God, does he have a TikTok account?
He should. And
where he does all these characters. I'm actually serious because I want to go look.
Deborah's addicted to TikTok, so
actually I'm not.
It's easy to. But he has on YouTube. If you Google Titus Welliver and what's the show that he did? He did.
He was on Lost. He was Jacob.
He was on Lost. That's right. And imitations, and it's unbelievable. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was a special evening though, and I was so thrilled because I've enjoyed your work for so long, and I've always thought you were just one of the really great guys in this town, and to actually sit at a table with you and share some grub was.
Are you kidding?
No,
I can't
How beautiful is that?
It's beautiful. I live a small life, man. That's unbelievable.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's so cool. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, Deb, that's a secret to Stephen working for 40 plus years nonstop is because he's likable. He's a nice guy.
Likable.
He is. I mean,
so here's how we met.
I've done some shit. Believe me.
I know, but
number one in my book.
Yeah. But, we all have, but we come back to our nice self. And that's
Yeah.
we got to pat ourselves when we come back. But we met at this gala, and I was with Steven's stunt double. Do you remember this, Steven?
Oh, yeah.
Keith Campbell.
That's right, Keith.
And you asked Keith, you're like, who is this girl? And Keith is like, this is my buddy Deborah. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
At the gala, at the Go Gala.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we live in Mayberry.
Kind of.
Yeah, we do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And I think I was there with Cameron Manheim. I went went to that event. That's right. Yeah, Keith. And I ran into Keith again. He's always a great dude. Are you still in touch with him?
Yeah, of course. I've been friends with him and Lori for years.
I said hi.
He's been doing. He's stunt doubled for Tom Cruise and
Val
Kilmer.
That's right.
And
That's a tough gig right there.
He's
stunt double.
he's a major double for a lot of big, huge.
Yeah.
Your job is to get the shit beat out of you, so he doesn't have to. I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't do any roles that require stunt doubling anymore.
Okay. No action because I do it myself.
No action, and no love scenes.
Do you have a nude body double?
I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, those days are gone.
You do all your own butt work. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I keep my clothes on in the shower. It's all over. It's all done. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Funny, yeah.
That's awesome. So one of my favorite roles that Steven has done, and I don't know if anyone has seen this movie because I have, and I couldn't remember. When I saw it, I'm like, I remember this movie. How did you enjoy Dracula Dead and Loving It? Was that one of your favorite movies?
All right. For those who don't know, it's a Mel Brooks movie. It's not in his list of 5 funniest or best movies.
Right.
But it's not the worst of his movies because they sort of run, there's a whole spectrum. It was a dream come true. It was because he was in it, and Harvey Korman and Chuck McCann, and
it was such a cast.
And not only that, but Anne Bancroft was on the set.
Yeah,
and Dom DeLuise was on the set.
Wow.
And he was, of course, one of my heroes who I grew up with. And as horrible as my accent was in that, and which is it's okay because it's such a funny, outrageous movie. Years later, he said that his favorite scene that he ever shot was one where I stake a vampire and blood comes out with the force of a fire hydrant. Okay.
Wow.
So while it's not scenes from Young Frankenstein or Blazing Saddles, it was very flattering. Maybe he was just drunk. I don't know. But that show led to me doing the producers on Broadway with him. I took over from Matthew Broderick. And so he didn't know that I could sing. I mean, in the way that I sang, and it was good enough. And so doing that movie, Dracula Dead and Loving It, which plays better on a TV screen than a widescreen, led to that.
It's a great movie. I love it. So I'm going to have to.
Well,
I totally forgot about it. I'm going to have to watch it again.
Wait, you can sing?
Yeah, you can
I was
sing.
going to say, go ahead and sing us something. I love
Come
that one. You sing?
I'll sing. Yeah,
He's an actor, he's a comedian, and now he's a singer.
Yeah,
I did Hair out here in LA at the Wadsworth. I did and the producers on Broadway, and I sing at benefits and stuff like that. Because my mom was a nightclub singer in the 50s. She played all these nightclubs and the Copa. She was a Copa girl, and she was a real, as they said, girl singer. And she won these talent shows, Chance of a Lifetime and Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so if I have any ability, it's from her, I guess.
That's great.
So you sing in the shower fully clothed.
Fully clothed. That's right. The acoustics are great because my clothes muffle everything.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time walking to the shower and looking at myself in the mirror. So I really realized one day, I'm like, you know what? I can't even look in the mirror with my clothes on walking to the shower. So, I mean, it's gotten really bad now.
No, this is a weird age. Well, that's it. I mean, I look in the mirror and I think, what's my mother doing here? Well, that's me. That's me.
I see my dad every time I see a look in the mirror too. I go, "That's my dad." I'm like, I look like my dad now. Hey, nice gray hair, and
it's like Freaky Friday.
It's like
I feel youthful by having removed all the reflective surfaces in the house.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but now you're on a camera and you're forced to look at yourself for like an hour. And you're just like, oh, come on.
It's pretty scary.
Lee, one of these days, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this, but Lee, this is not the time for it, but Lee, my favorite story of yours, man, is, do you know who this is? Yeah, that's Santa's helper. That story, you got to go. You guys are laughing. You don't even know probably what I'm talking about, but you got to go.
I think you told us the story.
Did you tell him that one?
Yeah, I thought he did.
Phil Collins, when Phil Collins, over in the UK.
Yeah, it was so deep. It was actually, I mean, it was a remarkable family that I met that I've now stayed in touch with for 30-some years.
Yeah.
It's not just that fun. That's not just a funny moment of like Phil there and you go, do you know who this guy is? And the kid thinks you're Santa. He's like, yeah, that's Santa's helper. That was great. But you're right. The fact that you got that kid, that Thomas, a choo-choo train, and now he's like 30 years old and you've been with him all these years. I mean, it's remarkable. That's the Leland heart that I know, man, right there. That's incredible.
Maybe the three of you can do a little play. Leland can play. Steven can sing.
Yeah, Darren, Leland, you guys play. Steven sings.
A little improv right now. Come
Steven
on.
looks so like no.
People on the spot on this show.
No, I'm not a monkey. Dance monkey dance. Stop it, Trixie.
Hey, Trixie, maybe let's let Trixie sing.
Yeah,
Trixie can take it away.
I can't. I smoke too much.
Steven's saving it for when Chicago Med does the singing episode.
That's right.
Oh, it's like when we.
You got a goiter. Don't goiter with a
goiter. They should take that and make it into cop rock because we used to
there you go.
Ahead of its time. Time.
I know it was. Cop rock was a good show.
Yeah.
Pass me that bedpan and do it deadpan.
Steven, we have a question from Cynthia Renee.
Sure.
She says, Steven, how do you like working with Dick Wolf and the One Chicago franchise?
Dick Wolf, I think I met him maybe 35 years ago, so I don't really work with Dick Wolf. I think Dick Wolf is in the mothership while he presides over all the kind of Law and Order world and the Chicago world. So look, again, I'm grateful that I'm able to get a job like this. There's very few of these kind of gold standard network jobs. It's like hitching a ride on a really cool cruise in a way, So so I don't work with, but the whole Chicago again. Like I said earlier, everybody is so grateful to be working. Maybe gratitude is boring to people, but man, nobody's forcing them to work in this. Everybody's. It's astonishing. It's kind of astonishing.
Right. You came on during season number 6, and they just promoted you as a regular now for season 7.
Yeah, promoted.
So congrats on that. The most hated asshole on the show.
You know, Roger, that might be close to the comeback. Hey, Steven, you got a promotion.
Thanks.
7 years in. Woo!
My mom's going to be like, oh, he's going to be on that show again next year. His character is just so awful.
I don't
P.S.
like him doing
I've had
that
doctors. I've had doctors coming up to me saying, and nurses especially saying, your character is actually closer to how real doctors, real surgeons are than the incredibly, the fatally handsome, altruistic, healers.
McDreamy.
Gorgeous, hunky, McDreamy, No. I'm an egomaniacal guy with a God complex. Yeah.
George Clooney,
Judge Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're the guy they want when that colonoscopy is.
I want that guy. I want that guy.
Yeah, I don't even use anesthetic. I just reach right in. Look, I found a polyp.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Close the door, Leland. Close that door, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to really?
Are you in the bathroom? What are you doing?
You want a really bad hospital moment. I was on tour with James Taylor in Australia for about 3 weeks. My system basically shut down. I felt like I had swallowed, like a bag of concrete. And I got back and talked to my doctor, and he said, well, we're going to take you in. We have to do a barium enema. on you to check out your system. Well, I'm laying there in the hospital with a fire hose stuck up my butt that they've pumped me full of barium. As I'm laying there, 3 young candy stripers come in the room and go, "Don't you play with James Taylor?"
That's horrible.
On the next Chicago
Can
Med.
you remove the hose out of my ass?
Yeah.
We got to get Leland guest starring.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Taken from the real world.
I love your music. I love your work.
A rock star faces a problem, and only one doctor can solve it.
Oh my God.
Good.
Well, I'm glad you made it through that, Leland.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually.
Oh, okay.
This is just a figment of the imagination here, right?
And the 20s and the 20 students that we had watching.
They found a wah-wah pedal up here.
Is that a pick up your asshole? What is that?
Wow.
That's where I found the
Wow. This is awesome.
This is the best show.
Thank you, Leland.
Thank you, Leland.
Thank
What's
you.
in your colon? Oh, that's my E string that got kind of wound up my head. I'm sorry, that was so corny. It's my dad joke. It was great.
Well, at least you can admit it.
Remember Richard Gere? He had gerbils.
No,
Trixie.
No,
That's
they
a
were
lie,
guinea-
Trixie.
That's they
It's
were
a lie?
guinea pigs.
I thought it was true.
No, it's
Oh
a
my God.
lie.
They were guinea
Allegedly.
pigs.
It was a possum.
No. Oh, Trixie.
I love Richard Gere, man. What a great actor he is, man.
Are you kidding? I was like his fan before anybody knew who he was. He did a movie with Diane Keaton. Yeah, he did a movie with
Waiting
Diane
for Mr.
Keaton.
Goodbar.
Looking for Mr.
Looking for
Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar.
Best movie
Yeah, I
ever.
took a date to that film. Needless to say, nothing happened after that
Exactly.
movie. That was a rough movie, boy.
Yes, it was very rough. But Richard Gere, and then he did American Gigolo. Oh,
Yeah.
I love his career.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, yeah, of course.
And
Do you love his
How
career?
about Officer and a Gentleman, man? He was Officer and a Gentleman.
I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Walk around, Sugar Britches.
Why that I
Walk
sing that
around,
song.
Sugar Britches. Walk around. And Ed Gossett Jr., whatever his name is.
All the
Walk
true
around,
things
Sugar
come
Britches.
out of Oklahoma.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Yeah, Lou Gossett Jr.
He won the Academy Award.
Yeah.
Academy Award.
Walk
And-
around,
and-
Sugar
and-
Britches. Walk around.
I'll tell you, he was so good in Enemy Mine.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Enemy
I've
Mine.
never seen it. Anyway.
It's really great.
Yeah, he's
Check
a
it out.
reptilian.
And Lou
alien.
Gossett
Yeah.
does this great kind of crazy vocal thing that he could actually do in real life. I played
Yeah.
poker with him. And
It's
he could
been a
do
long
this kind
time
of
since I've seen it, but yeah.
It's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to check
What a
that out.
wonderful time we're all having together. Isn't
I
it?
know
Yeah.
it. It's
Go,
so
Leland.
good.
Sweet.
Leland.
Hey,
Wow.
Soho Johnny, how you doing?
Soho Johnny's in the house.
Yeah, we
Yes.
got some freaks in the house. Freaks in the house. Look at all these people.
Freaks
Say
and
hi.
weirdos, as you would
Freaks
call them,
and
Darren.
weirdos.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good show. Leland's
We're all
showing twice.
freaks.
This is Leland's second appearance, so
Yeah.
it's official. You've all lost your fucking minds. Yeah, why not? It's hump day. The hell, why not?
Okay. And
That's
we
great.
did a special show just for you, Stephen,
Yes.
because we were so excited. We were like, oh my God. Well, because we've been on this like legendary musician
Yeah.
role, and we were like, we got an actor.
We need somebody with low self-esteem who'll do this at the top of the hat. Trixie, get on it.
We've had a lot of guitar players and bass players. We were like, hey, we need a comedian.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We need a fall down a light comic. Yeah, that's right.
Comedian /
We need somebody who will do anything.
Singer, comedian Steven Weber.
Oh my God.
Thanks.
Hey, Soho, go to your messenger. I sent you a message.
Wait, what?
I told
What a
you.
weirdo.
Soho.
Where'd that come from?
That was
dude?
like cryptic. Like
That was your bad punk moment, man.
I was just telling Johnny to go to his messenger
No,
because.
it's all good. We're just giving you shit like we
Yeah.
always
Okay,
do.
fine. Whatever. I'll just leave the show.
No,
Yeah.
it's your show. You can't leave the show.
Oh, he thinks it's his show. We've got to take it over.
It's Leland's show.
Drigsy's
It's Leland's show.
It's the new Drigsy show after today.
Well, I'll tell you. I have to get going. I just finished a 2.5 hour live stream for my YouTube channel.
Nice.
And I thought, what could be better than come here and see all you guys and say hi to Steven and thank you again.
Yay.
Such a great hang that evening.
Thank you, Leland.
Leland, you're awesome. Thank you for coming in and saying hi.
No, I love it. You guys are the best, and this is just so great. I'm gonna go to La Cabanita now and eat Mexican food.
Oh, yes. That sounds so good. Oh my God.
It's good seeing you always, Leland. Take care.
See you, Lee.
All right, take care.
buddy.
Thank you. Hey, no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Bye, Leland.
Bye.
Can I borrow a few bucks, Leland?
Sure. Ask Steven. He's working.
We're friends. Okay, never mind.
That's all right.
So I have one question for Steven. My last question for the day. What do you do in Chicago when you're not shooting?
That's it. Well, that's an interesting question. What is so goddamn funny about that?
Because
Honestly,
backstage
you should
he was
know.
like, "Where are you staying? I'm gonna go."
That's right. That's right.
Now he's trying to find out.
No,
what you
I'm
do.
not gonna. I just
Want to rent a bicycle built for two?
Yes, we can rent one of those bikes and we can ride around the city. No, I just like to know when people come in and they're shooting in Chicago, what they do for fun. I mean, I grew up here.
I mean, the sad truth is that I lead a pretty, like I say, a small life, fairly solitary. There's a couple of friends in town. I'll walk along the river. I even rent one of the street bikes and explore. There's a cool Soho House chapter down here that I've been to a couple of times. But I did go to Wrigley Field for the first time in my life.
Nice.
I watched the Cubs get slaughtered.
Yeah, so you probably saw it after the fire sale.
I guess so. But it was great fun, and I got to say, I love this goddamn city, man. I'm a New Yorker, and it's sort of heresy to say, it's like the best of New York, the best of London, best of LA. Even it's fantastic to just walk around and look at the architecture, and you're not slammed together. And so I mean, I've done really kind of basic things, walking around and stuff.
Go to RL for lunch. You'll thank me. Go to RL.
RL. Is that Ralph Lauren? What is it?
There you go. He's figured it out.
It's so cozy. Have you been there for lunch?
By myself? No, I haven't.
Oh,
cozy,
no, it's a really fun place to go for.
All right.
I
go to a
thought that
place
was
called True Food. I go to a place called True Food, which is a real healthy. I'm like a health guy. Look, I'm 60. I can't eat deep dish pizzas and do all that shit.
Come on.
I'm dying to, but I gotta be,
Have you had a Chicago dog at least?
I did back in February. It was good. It was great.
Only one?
What do you want from me?
But guess
yes,
what?
only one.
They just released that if you eat a hot dog, it takes like 37 minutes off your life.
Are you serious? Oh, shit. I ate way too many of my life.
Who's the idiot that figured that out? Let me see how fast you die after you eat.
What if you take 37 minutes to eat it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
And by the way, when you said RL, I thought you meant Ross Dress for Less. I mean, you threw me off.
We have a bunch of those.
Already, there was a D in there, but I thought,
it's my favorite place in Chicago to go for lunch.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I'll say, give me the Deborah Driggs. Give me that.
Hey, guess what? It's kind of like
the Driggsy dog. The Driggsy dog.
The Driggsy dog.
So Steven's not going to Lou Malnati's or Portillo's down here.
I may. Come on.
You got to go to Portillo's and lose once. You got to go once.
Yeah, Lou
awesome. Like even just have a smidge, like cut it off.
For the hot dog or the Italian beef, for both.
Whenever I go to those naughty places, I just take a bite. I'm like, okay.
That's her idea of a naughty place.
Just a bite.
Yeah.
You
have to wear scrubs.
I call them naughty places like, the deep dish pizza, anything that's like, Chicago's known for the best steak. Come on, there's so many great steakhouses.
Oh, yeah. Do you get recognized when you go for your role in Chicago Med? Do they think you're the doctor? There's that doctor.
I don't think they think I'm a doctor. I think I'm a guy playing a doctor.
Oh, sometimes people don't know, but...
Yeah, they're not sociopaths or stalkers.
Taylor Street, right on.
Are
you that doctor?
Are you a doctor?
Funny. Steven goes to a restaurant. Somebody's, can you check this out?
Yeah. What's this? What is this?
Hey, Steven, so that was an eclectic group of people at Lee's. I could see that, man, growing up around Hollywood and being in the music business and being friends with a lot of people, that Lee associates with. That doesn't surprise me, man. He's such a nice, really down-to-earth guy. I mean, he's funny and he's so talented, but he's the real article, man, as John Candy would say, incredible.
It's an interesting phenomenon that's been happening, at least in my life, that at this age, it's like all the nuts and the kind of sociopaths and wild hares, they've sort of fallen by the wayside. Either people have gotten tired or they've smartened up, and now everybody seems to be cleaving to each other because they're nice, because they're gentle, because we're sort of witnesses to each other in this life that's so brief. I mean, you're talking briefly about Charlie Watts earlier. It's like, the people in our lives are starting to get to a certain age. It's a certain kind of a moment that we all have to mark in a way. We're not here forever.
No, today's the day.
I love doing this show because, when we do it on Sundays, I usually have a high until about Tuesday, and then I start coming down, and then we get back to Sunday. So this Wednesday edition will keep me all week happy and laughing. I just love to laugh, and that's why I love doing the show, because anybody we have had on, maybe except for one person, everybody we've had on.
We won't mention her. We won't. I call her the knee pad
has
girl.
been so open to just having fun.
She was trouble.
We can't say it live. We'll get you in the green room. We'll hit you in the green room,
I'll tell you later, but she was trouble.
Troll.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's fewer and fewer of those people, at least in my life.
I'm trying to get rid of them.
By the way, and we have had this. We have had the most beautiful people on this show.
Oh yeah.
And so that was kind of a shocker for. I think we were all like, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, usually we get our guests, and after the guests are done, they email Roger and they go, "Hey, the show was great. You guys, we had so much fun. We'll come back." And
or they're referring other people to be on the show, which is like great,
Yeah, this is the first time a guest kind of just was like, ghosted us. So I was kind of like, okay, well, shit happens, See you later.
Are you threatening me that if I don't return an email that I'm bad?
No.
Stephen Weber is always welcome on the Roger the Wild Child show.
Always. And if you have any friends that you want to refer to our show, please, we won't turn them down.
No, I'm taking
Steven's like, I have friends.
For the crew, no, I'll take the hit. I'm taking the hit.
I don't have friends. They all hate me. I'm an asshole. Don't you? Have you seen the show?
I have friends, but they're not going to do your show.
If Roger can get a certain amount of people on the show, he'll get promoted. So
there you go.
Will you mock his promotion as you mocked mine?
Always. That's what I'm here to do.
That's right. Mockery.
We can only laugh at ourselves and have fun. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you can do. So, are you shooting tomorrow?
No, I'm off tomorrow because I'm actually going to the East Coast to help deliver my son to college, my youngest son.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's a great jazz drummer, so he's going to this great college. And so it's been a weird week. It's an odd milestone.
Yeah,
I want to hear some of his music, man. I mean, has he been recording or playing with anybody?
I have. Well, you know what? Actually, I sound like a father, but my sons are great. Well, these guys are great musicians. They've done deep dives into all sorts of music, R&B and jazz, and they've studied. And
that's great.
They're great. Yeah, they do have stuff on SoundCloud. And
guess what? We want to meet him and have him on the show.
Well,
seriously.
We'll see. Take
Calm
it
down,
easy.
Drixie.
Yeah, Drixie, take it. Yeah.
Give me. Let's book it. All right.
Are you smoking a joint there? What are you doing?
Roger's already writing it down.
Stephen
Weber's
most people hold that.
Taking notes here.
Most people hold that spliff like this, but you're like, trying to be all.
Smoking a cigarette.
You remember power hitters?
I never got into smoking pot or anything.
What is a power hitter?
Oh, come on. No, in the 70s, when I was in high school.
I tried it, but I didn't like it. I was one of those odd people that I didn't like it.
I tripped out like I was on acid with it.
My mom used to like getting high, and she had that rubber thing where you rolled joints. I just remember her taking the seeds out. So when you guys were talking about it, I had flashbacks of that. But I'm not
a rolling machine.
Yes. Yeah, that's
imagine that, a rolling machine. Stephen, what were you going to say? So it's the
power
power hitters.
They had power hitters was basically just like a collapsible or squeezable plastic bottle with a like a nipple on the end, and you'd put the joint in the nipple and squeeze it, and the force of the smoke would be, kind of ingested. Right. Oh, that's a terrible image. Please don't freeze that image.
It's like the beer bong, right? Like
that's right. That's right. Who the hell is this?
Who's here?
Soho Johnny.
Soho Johnny is in the house.
Man, who the hell is this?
How's everybody doing? Everybody blessed?
Man, look at that hat, man. Is that what that is? That's awesome, dude.
That is an awesome hat.
From the angle, it was like, that's killer.
I was just sporting it this last Saturday in Montauk, New York, for a Let Me Help fundraiser for the restoration of the Montauk Lighthouse, and we brought the Marshall Tucker Band on the stage. It was really, really cool. As we were on the stage, I talked about how it reminded me of, what we all heard about. Some of us may have actually been there for the Woodstock, where we had that big storm there. And I mean, I wasn't there, and it was muddy, but it was the most iconic popular concerts just by accident, where so many thousands of people crammed the town and it was muddy and everything. The reason why I say that is because we had the hurricane, stage 1, getting ready to hit Montauk in less than a day. And this was coming. We're right on the ocean, and it was really, really cool. So on the coat, how's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
We've been having a good time.
Yeah, we're just hanging out with Stephen Weber. We're like good friends.
Yes. Stevie. Here's Stevie. That's all good.
We got Stevie and Driggsy over here.
Stevie, Driggsy, Darren-y. That doesn't sound good, Darren-y.
Hold on. Do Soho and Weber know each other? You got to introduce.
Okay, so Soho Johnny.
Nice to meet you, Soho Johnny.
This is
did you
Stephen
introduce?
Weber.
I didn't hear.
Don't be Soho. Introduce this guy.
How you doing?
So this is Steve Weber. He is from Chicago Med, Wings, a lot of great movies and shows. And this is Soho Johnny. He's a big record producer.
I had a tiny part in a movie. I guess I might end up on the Hallmark Channel with Tori DeVito. I guess you probably know her. Yeah, she was wonderful.
Yeah, she's not on the show anymore, but she's beloved. Loved, yeah, very nice. Liberty DeVito's daughter.
Absolutely.
Oh wow! And what was your little bit in that? So,
well, it was a children's movie about a haunted house, and
I love it. A children's movie about a haunted house. Come on, kids, let's have fun.
Yeah. It was great. So, how's everybody doing? It's great to see everybody.
We're not doing good.
Wait, did you just say you're going to be in a movie on the Hallmark Channel and it wasn't a Christmas movie?
What?
It was a haunted movie for children. That's why I'm laughing. I'm going, what the hell?
They just show Christmas movies 24/7.
I think of Hallmark Channel, like the Wedding March and whatever shows those are. The Western show that goes on and on and on.
My mom watches the Hallmark Channel also all the time too. So.
They're like Little House on the Prairie shows.
Yeah.
They're like really.
They make upwards of 50 Christmas movies a year.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah, people love them. I've done a couple
they show it like all year round now too. It used to be like this big thing, like they would start it in October, but now it's like you turn on the Hallmark Channel, there's always a Christmas movie on.
Hey,
it's like, all right, what the hell? Why not?
I'll take that gig. I'll do a holiday movie on the Hallmark Channel. Hello,
those ladies switch back. Those ladies that watch those shows, man, go back and forth from QVC spending their money back to the Hallmark Channel. It's like, my God.
Soaps, HGTV, QVC, and the Hallmark Channel, and Chicago Med.
Right.
That's all she watches.
That's right.
Wow.
Well, you know what, Stephen? Thank you so much for sharing this hour, this special hour with us, and playing along with our fun tribe here.
No, it's really great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, seriously, you've had an amazing career, and it's been an honor to just be in your presence and talk with you.
I'm honored to be in your presence. Thank you.
Yeah, much success in the future. I know you're gonna. I mean, even when Chicago Med is done, you'll be on something else because You just stop. You know, you never stop working, and you're just such a nice person that we know you are going to be on TV or movies well into the future. So.
And because we put it in the universe, and you mentioned all those directors that you wanted to work with,
there you go.
If that happens, you're coming back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Unless it works like a jinx, like you just
no, we're not jinxing you.
Okay,
but if you decide to have a singing career, Soho Johnny will help you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Johnny.
Hey, all joking aside, good to meet you, buddy.
Yeah.
Joking aside, thank you so much, Stephen.
Yeah, good luck taking your son to school tomorrow.
Thank you, and you'll never hear from me again.
Well, that's great.
You won't hear from me either.
We're done.
Goodbye, everybody.
Come back anytime,
thank
Stephen.
you, Stephen, very much for coming on the show.
How do I get out of?
Are you just sitting? You never leave.
You never leave. You're like
wait
forever.
Just sit there and wait for the show to end.
Stephen, we'll let you know when you can leave, okay?
We'll wake you up. We'll wake you up when it's over.
Man.
Looks like one of the Simpson characters or something.
I really could sit here and watch this the whole time.
Right? He's
Wait, our viewers are going up.
There's the acting. There's where that Juilliard comes from. There's the problem.
Oh, I was so hoping he was going to fall off the chair.
Oh, that was great.
There he is. There
Look
it is.
at. He didn't even make his bed in the back. Look at that.
Go fuck yourself.
I already did. I've done it 5 times today.
I did make my bed, damn it. Not good enough for you? You like it? You like the hospital corners, huh? It's just me. It's just me, okay? This is what I like.
It's interesting what triggers a poor guy.
Right?
I know, right?
Anyway.
Thanks again, Stephen. I appreciate you coming on the
Thanks,
show.
Stephen.
See you, man.
Okay, bye.
Oh, funny.
Oh, so awesome.
Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
So
oh my
awesome.
God.
that was so much.
I love. He's like, I'm not a comedian. Like,
Right,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right.
Okay, Stephen. Sure.
Maybe not in the sense of like stand up, but just being witty and really quick like that.
Just,
you know, that's
starting on your toes.
yeah, that's different than stand up, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
this is banter, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Soho, welcome to the show. I mean, I saw you in the chat, so I invited you to pop on screen. You're enjoying the show as always, and obviously everything's going good with April Rose Gabrielli and your success with her and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to have you pop in for a few minutes, say hi to Stephen, and since you never know, anybody's always welcome to our show. So if you're in the chat, I may send you a link and say come on in. So here you are.
We certainly appreciate it, and all eyes are towards anybody going to be in New York bound 9/11. We have our Let Me Help Foundation Gala Fashion event that we're throwing at the Roomy Lounge on West 28th Street, Manhattan. It's the 20th anniversary for Operation Warrior, and we have such a lineup list of celebrities there. Be on the red carpet. Starts at 5 o'clock. LetMeHelp.inc.org. And just shout if any of you are in New York bound, just give a holler.
Well, that's great.
Yeah,
bye.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll put it in our show notes, and we'll let people know that that's happening. And are you selling tickets?
Yeah, LetMeHelpInc.org.
Okay, great. And what are you raising? Can you tell me what you're raising money for?
No, this is a very cool charity because it ties in like first responders with dogs, because I love, I'm a dog lover and society and everything. And what it does is like it provides service dogs for like these first responders. And, it could help like dial 911. These dogs, it's amazing what they could train these dogs to do, insulin, all these different things. So we thought it was really, really cool tie-in. And of course, it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and here we are. I can't believe it's 20 years past.
Right?
That's crazy. I didn't even realize it until you just said that now.
It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't it amazing? If you ask anybody in the world, where were you on 9/11? They all know.
Yep.
Everyone in the world knows where they were on that day. It's incredible.
My office close. I was in Soho. I mean, I wasn't in Soho. I wasn't that day, but I was very, very close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
you're right, Dad, though. You do. You remember everything about that day.
Raising money for service dogs for the
That's great.
responders. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a cool charity. I thought that, and we've got, and you know what? Every celebrity on the event is just coming. There's nobody getting paid. They're just doing the goodness of heart. You know, everyone from Fred Sledge, of course, April Rose, Joey Belladonna from Anthrax, Randy Edelman. It just goes. Cretia Turner, Leon and the Peoples, Felipe Rose from the Village People. I mean, I got a long list. And there's more people coming on board, and it's going to really, really be a good-hearted, fun event. And if anybody's local, come on by, say hello. And if any of you are there, I'd love to have you guys. And yeah, it's just passing by, chatting, enjoying your show as usual. You always keeping a light on there for everybody, and you're
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Soho.
That's awesome. Great job.
You.
Yeah, we'll definitely post it on the social media. So send me all the artwork, and we'll make sure we get it out there and we get the word out there for you. All right, Soho?
Thank you so much, and much love to everybody.
Yeah, good to meet you, Johnny.
Good to meet you, man. Good to meet you finally. Yeah.
Thank you. Much love to you, too.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. Thanks for popping in, and we'll definitely probably see you again sometime soon.
Sooner the better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See you, Johnny.
All right. Thanks, Johnny.
Good to see you.
Hey,
Gigi.
You just never going to pop in here.
What a spirit.
You
man.
know,
What a show
I
tonight,
think that was a great show. I think we should just keep on rolling.
Let me ask you another thing about that movie you were in that I watched. Everybody smoked.
That was the deal.
Holy shit. Everybody, even you were smoking. And I'm like, oh, Deb.
No, and I don't smoke at all.
So let me ask you a question, because hold on a second. I've had this, did you actually smoke? Were they real cigarettes?
Yeah.
Okay. So they weren't fake or anything. They were real smokes.
No, I smoked. I tried to,
Wow.
be the bar owner. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They sit in the back and they smoke.
Yeah. With no customers except for Nick.
Bartender,
I mean, you had to smoke because Nick smoked.
Were they
your only customer?
Filterless? Camel filterless?
Yeah, I smoke Camel Lights.
Lucky Strikes.
What a name for a cigarette, Lucky Strike. Wow.
Right? Hang on a second. Speaking of Lucky Strikes.
Lucky Filters. You don't have to light it to like the great taste.
Drixie!
I like her new background that she has
right?
now. Much more
this is a commercial. Yeah.
Hey.
Look at Drixie go with her Lucky Strike.
Roll tobacco.
I know. I'm like the face of wellness and I'm all like yoga. Fitness.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, but
Yeah,
it's funny.
funny.
There's a girl that I do yoga with, and we'll be on our yoga mats, and we'll be in this horrible position, sweating, and we'll look at each other and be like,
Horrible for who?
what are we doing?
So that was
Well,
great.
you know what I mean? When you have to hold yoga. Do you guys ever do yoga? No.
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 Do I look like I do yoga?
Do it every day, okay? Sorry.
Darren and I both are like, what is she talking about? Yoga.
Oh, dude, I do it every day. I get in the freaking, cobra position for 5 minutes. And, you know
You're
what?
right
Down
there
dog,
with me.
baby. Down dog. No, yoga
Yeah.
is yoga saves my life. If I get in a bad, funky mood, I'm like, okay, 5 minutes. I'm going to go do some yoga. And it's boom.
Yeah.
You can't be upset after you do yoga. Try it.
I will try it. I promise.
I need to. I usually go to
Calms
a
you.
dozen donuts, but that's cool. And a large freaking double crust pizza, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We
Hey,
got
you know
some
what?
exciting-
No disrespect. I'm sorry, Roger, but no disrespect to Soho. But when he came on, that hat, you could just see the rim of it.
Oh, it was
I
awesome.
I was like, I thought it was like a commercial for Pure One Imports, like one of those weird globe things. I was like, what the hell? It was but it was great. And then I'm like going, who's this guy? And I'm thinking, oh, he's got the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
I'm expecting, how y'all doing? How's your mom? And he's like, yeah, well, you know what? In New York, we got all these things. And he got that beautiful smile. I'm going, wow.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. Loved it. What a nice guy. You can tell us.
He is. He's awesome. He's
He's a nice guy.
He really is. And you met him in New York when you were over there.
I did. I met
Yeah.
him. I met Mickey Burns. Met Joey Belladonna.
Yeah.
I met the whole crew. Yeah.
He's got a nice smile on him too. Nice teeth and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he really does.
Yeah.
He really does. And he's like
Yep.
6'5". He's really
Calm
tall.
down, Mima. Relax.
All right. What was your exciting news, Roger? We seem to keep cutting you off.
Okay, no problem. Sunday night, you guys want to join us? We got Bill Champlin. They'll be joining us from Sons of Champlin. He was also in Chicago, and he's got his own solo career going on. So we're going to be talking with him, and he'll probably tell us some stories about his wife, Tamara, and hopefully we could maybe get her on. We'll see if she'll be joining him. We always like it when the couples come on because that always makes the show fun. So that's going to be Sunday night. So make sure you join us 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And but until then, I do want to thank our amazing guest, Steven Weber.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Such a nice guy. Oh my God.
He was,
What a
but
great
funny,
guy.
wasn't he? He was
So
incredible.
funny, so nice, so talented. My God.
Yeah, we have
What a
great
career.
comedians on the show. So, yeah.
What a
He can
singer
keep
he
up-
is.
If he can keep up with all four of us, he's in.
Yeah.
All right. For Jimmy, Darren, Deborah, thank you, Leland and Soho, for popping in.
Thank
and
you.
Producer Bo, I'm Roger the Wild Child. I'm out of here. We'll see you on Sunday. Peace out. Woo!
Roger the Wild Child Show!